Good morning. Some of you have asked about putting iReady data into the digital data notebook in preparation for tomorrow's conferences and conferences. And on the iReady tab here, you have a spot for the scale score for the BOY, Lexile for reading for BOY, percentile for BOY. Also for mid-year, we can go ahead and put this in too, or we should be able to. They were supposed to have taken a mid-year diagnostic. Now we can't put the end of year in for reading or math because that window doesn't begin until the day we come back from spring break, which we need to talk about that in the future. But I will show you where you can get this information very quickly for your digital data notebook. And the best way that I found to get that information so far is under reports. We're going to go to make sure you're on a class report, not student, but class. And we want to go to the class norms report. Class norms under the diagnostic green subtab. So reports, class norms. And then we can pull up, you can pull up your ELA classes if you're an ELA teacher, and your math classes if you're a math teacher, or your homeroom if you're a homeroom teacher. All right, so let's just look at Miss LaCarrie's homeroom for math. All right, now if you show window 1, it will only give you the kids that tested during that window. So if you need to do something different, then you can set the window. But for right now, I'm just going to make sure you're on MS. That stands for middle school. Window 1, middle school. So this would be the BOY. Window 1 was the beginning of the year. And you create the report. Now this is for math. I can see up there. All right, so this will give us the scale score for the BOY. It will also give us a quantile measure, which may or may not mean anything to you, and an applicable percentile. If you want to read about the applicable percentile, it looked like there was a little pop-up there. I guess that's ascending or descending. Oh, there we go. So if we kind of hover over the question mark, it will give you some information there that might help you to understand what the percentile is. Okay. And so then what we would need to do is pull this data, then go back and switch it over to window 2 for middle school. And then we can put in the mid-year data here. Window 2 would be the mid-year data, and it would go in these 3 columns here. All right. And then, of course, we would need to go back out and switch it over to reading. LaCarrie reading. That's right. I'm having issues this morning. There we go. And switch it back to window 1, or pull window 2 first if you'd like to. Whatever you need to do to get that data into the notebook. Okay. I don't know why we had no data, but oh, I've got it under ES. Window 1 for middle school. Okay. And then you would get the, and so for reading, you've got Lexiles. And that does, or should make sense to reading teachers. And Miss Thomas can talk to you a little bit about that, about the Lexile measure. And then if you would like to know about how to, you can go over to, I think it's Lexile.com. And you can look up Lexiles for different books that you might teach. For example, To Kill a Mockingbird. And just be careful that, like, this is something different. I don't know why there's a different author there, but here, this is Harper Lee's version, and we can see that it's a 790. All right, so some of these kids can handle more than that. So it's very, like, this is, remember, these are 6th grade kids here. So So let's make sure that we're stretching kids with the text that we use. And if we do use a text that's a novel, for example, that has a lower lexile, or this is not really low. To Kill a Mockingbird is pretty easy to read, but it's not super low. We want to make sure that we're bringing in some informational text to go with it that will stretch them, because we want to stretch our high readers like Sophie Baglioni and Elizabeth Foster and Jonathan Heron. Here we can see we want to stretch them. And this is probably our higher performing class. Let's just look at another one for the sake of comparison. Let's go to another one of Miss LaCarrie's classes. Yeah, and you can see here, well, these lexiles are actually pretty high too. But not everybody. You can see some of these kids. This is why differentiation is so important, because you've got kids down here that are 520, 420, but yet we also have 1120, 1100 up here and so forth. But see me if you have any questions. I don't want to keep you any longer. Thank you for working very hard to help us make the data conversations tomorrow possible. I think they're going to be very, 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 very important for our exceeding growth, which I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to exceed growth this year. Have a good day.